Hello guys, and in today's video we're going to be going over week 4 of Trials of Osiris in Season to Plunder. This week, for me personally, to start, was absolutely horrendous. We did not get World's First. We lost to like some random team, and I didn't get Flawless till Saturday because my power went out after we had lost twice, and I just didn't get back on. So I think altogether this was just generally a rough week for everyone. Anyway, the map was Endless Vale. This is normally a map that I very much look forward to. I used to say it was my favorite map, but I don't know if it is anymore. And I think that's potentially because of the meta at this point. Like, I know I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, I don't think I've been a fan of the meta since like since before Witch Queen, since before they introduced subclass 3.0. I have not been a fan of the meta. I think that was the last time like I enjoyed the Crucible Sandbox. And even then there was some outliers. There was like DMT and fusion rifles, but I didn't feel like those things were so like ridiculous. But you know, there's definitely now things that are a lot stronger in my opinion than DMT. And you know, main ingredient, that was like the goofy stuff back then, is DMT main ingredient, like Stag or something like that. And now it's like Lorentz, Arbalist, Funnel Web, Allied Demand, Drang, stuff like that. And man, it's just... And then on top of that, it's like Omnioculus, Kepris, and like, you know, this week I finally, like, I could not. I normally have been using, you know, Blink and Pellet Shotgun, but last week I made a build for Kepris, and then obviously this week I kept using that Kepris build because, you know, I just constantly, I think a lot of people say this or feel this way, but I was constantly playing people using like Kepris or Omnioculus and Lorentz, and it just felt like pointless for me to try to sit there and use my like morality loadout and like try to use things that I enjoy when like people are just playing to win. And I should be doing the same, honestly, especially when I'm literally like trying to help people a lot of the time. So, and that is what I did all week. I used Dead Messenger and a sidearm, or Dead Messenger and a True Prophecy, or Dead Messenger and a multi-mac with hold on, wait, what? Dead Messenger and a multi-mac with Kepris. There we go. I was trying to remember a weapon, but it was a piece of armor. Yeah, I used that with Kepris, and it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, Kepris is very nasty, and Dead Messenger in combination with it and like a close quarters weapon where I can clean up people is really strong. I'll probably make a YouTube video on a build for it just because a lot of people ask me about it, but it's definitely not my preference or what I want to be using. But when I'm playing like teams of like Lorentz, Invis, and you know, it's just all of the goofy stuff that you can encounter. It's one of the many goofy things that I could pick, and it's pretty good. By no means do I enjoy any of it. It is super frustrating where the sandbox is right now. Like I would much rather just prefer a hand cannon like shotgun meta. But I mean, that's the thing, is there's always going to be people that are like, you know, preferring that, and people that are preferring what we have right now, or like, I don't know, everyone has different type of preferences, and that's just my preference, and there's nothing wrong with not liking that or liking that. It just is what I prefer, but that is definitely not what we have currently, and I don't suspect that will ever be what we have ever again, which just is what it is. The game is not competitive. It never will be. Or I don't know. I guess hand cannons and shotguns and snipers being like a meta isn't really indicative of the game being competitive, but I feel like that's what is the most fun to use in Destiny. Like that's always been, for the past, I don't know, almost 10 years the game's been out, you know, that's always been what I enjoyed, was that. So, and I think a lot of people feel that way, like similarly, obviously, because there's maybe not, it's really hard to say, I guess, but I feel like there is a good portion of people that feel that way. Anyway, and let me know in the comments below if you guys also had a rough week. I feel like there's going to be very few of you that are like, yeah, man, this week was really easy. You just fucking blow, because everyone I know is having a rough time. Like even the stacked Shreem snipers that like I know, or like stacked teams that play like all three using goofy fucking stuff. Like all of them that I know, they all were having like a pretty rough time, or a more difficult time than they would normally. So I would be surprised if there was any skill bracket, because I mean that's like top 1%. Like you don't get much better than that in terms of trials. Like some of the stacked teams that like use the goofy shit and like stream snipe, like those are some of the best teams in the game for trials in particular. So, and if they're losing games and having a rough time, then everyone's got to be having a rough time. So, and they were definitely having a rough time, so, or a rougher time than they were previously. And I mean, all of the Sherpas, everyone I know just had a horrible time this week. So let me know in the comments below if you also felt that way. And also, I guess, you know, maybe I don't know what could have contributed to that. I've seen a lot of people say, you know, Overwatch 2 just came out, and, you know, not many people are really excited for the shotgun. And also GMs have double loot right now, so that might have incentivized a lot of people to not play Trials. But I don't know. I don't even know if it's that. I personally think it's just the sandbox, and I think as the seasons go, or as the weeks go on, people learn the meta, and like currently people are learning the meta. And that's kind of what this week was like. This was one of the first weeks where people, or last week was like, usually on the zone control maps is where you'll see meta picks get picked very commonly. Like that's going to be what you see a lot of the time because they're just super strong. And a lot of the meta stuff is close quarters pretty much. And you've seen a lot of that last week. And I think this week you've seen a lot of also meta picks because everyone from last week, like for example, me last week, I got so sick and tired of playing Invis, like Capri's or Omnioculus, that I finally just got fed up and made a build myself. And I think a lot of people are going through that process. Like they're just getting fed up of playing like all these goofy things and they're just doing it themselves. And the more that people like play against it, the more they're going to swap. And I think this week is just the beginning of people learning, you know, the meta, unfortunately, because for some people, they don't know the meta. Like they thought like the meta was like, I don't know what they thought the meta was, but not everyone's as in tune with what the meta is. Like as, you know, someone like myself, for example, that plays the game for a living, like this is all I do pretty much is like just play this game. So I'm going to know pretty much everything about the meta. And for a lot of, you know, casual players or, you know, the other 99% of the player base that plays the game, you know, it's going to take a little bit longer for them to learn. And I mean, quite frankly, the meta has been what it's been the entire season. It's just Arc 3.0 came out and people wanted to mess with Arc 3.0 and figure out, you know, or just like get to test that out. And everyone was using new weapons or like not using Arbalest, Lorentz, and, you know, funnel web and stuff like that. But, you know, we're all learning. Not all, well, collectively the community is learning that, you know, the meta is pretty much the same as it was last season, but without Lord of Wolves and Omnioculus being as like prevalent in the meta. It's literally still Lorentz, Arbalest, and like, you know, a Chaperone, or even now Dead Messenger I feel like is better. And it's probably going to be that way till Lightfall, I think. I mean, maybe in Season 19 with all the exotic reworks and all of the perk changes, maybe the meta will change, but I highly doubt it. I think also we're going to be getting some nerfs to sniper flinch and linear fusions, so that potentially could change it. I'm very skeptical about that though, because pretty much everything they've ever done to like counter flinch or make flinch more, you know, severe has never worked, unfortunately. So anyway, I will quit my rambling. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you agreed with some of the things I thought or didn't. And if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to go follow me on my Twitch. I stream pretty much every day over there. On my Twitch is just Diffizzle. And if you want to keep up to date with when I'm going live or when I'm posting YouTube videos or if I'm doing giveaways, please make sure to follow me on Twitter at 2Diffizzle. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.